Every athlete has a story, a beginning, where the love of the sport is at its purest form, the present, where your constant preparation meets opportunity, and finally, that time when the game's all over and you just reflect on all your experiences. Yeah, the results gonna be easy to see, but they never tell the whole story. There's always more to it. But that's the beauty of sports. They highlight abilities, take us new places, help us tell stories. You just have to get to know the athlete behind the jersey. Who is Anthony Duruji?
Anthony Duruji is a calm, cool, collective individual, somebody who is true to himself, and just really, I would say, a dude who cares in all aspects of life. That's who Anthony Duruji is.
All right, it's interesting that you didn't even really mention the basketball player.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I would say basketball is a big part of my life, and it's I would say it's always been a big part of my life. But I'm an individual first, and I would say, you know, you getting to know me, and basketball is something that I do, but it's not who I am.
Let's just take it back to the beginning, man. Just tell me a little bit about how it was for you growing up, man.
So I was born in New York City,
Okay.
Bronx, New York. The youngest of 5 siblings. I'm a first generation born to immigrant parents, parents from Nigeria. And growing up, it was really kind of we were working class. My mom raised all of my siblings single-handedly as a single mother. But I would say, growing up, I was just always around my cousins, so around my family. We were really like close knit together. You know what I mean? And I moved a lot. I traveled a lot. Moved a lot of different places growing up. You know what I mean? But I've always, I would say, been grounded by my family, and been grounded just by my faith. And that's something that we will kind of get into a little later. But just really been a chill guy, I would say, and just always been like around the family, always been protected. I would say.
Throughout the interview, Anthony constantly harped on the importance of his family. Having that tight-knit support system really allowed him to grow and just be himself. One person in particular was his brother, Emeka.
I call him Scott.
You call him
Everybody
Scott?
call him Mecca, but
Alright.
that's Scott. I grew up with Scott.
Grew up calling him Scott. All right, so just tell me a little bit about y'all relationship and the fact that your father wasn't always in the picture, correct?
Yeah.
So how did that kind of play into your guys' relationship growing up?
Yeah. It's funny how you asked me that because I was just talking to Scott today, and we had a deep conversation. But I would say Scott was probably the first father figure type person that I've had in my life. My father not being there, and I'm kind of learning to appreciate all the things that he's done for me as I grow and becoming my own man now today. But I would say Scott, somebody who he fared for me a little bit in the fact that me being the youngest and not having a father, he felt like that could have swayed me a lot of different ways, a lot of different paths and avenues. But he took me under his wing. So I appreciate Scott so dearly. Somebody I look up to, somebody who's inspired me since day one. And he's always led me towards the right path. So I thank Scott. I can't thank him enough.
I think when the split with my parents happened, Anthony was so young, he didn't really have his dad in his life like that. So I kind of took it upon myself to kind of be like a father figure to Anthony, you know what I mean? Because for me, it was kind of like fear, because I knew what not having a dad could, do to a kid. So I felt, I felt led to take it upon myself to kind of be that father figure. You know, the best I could for him. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was teaching him basketball, teaching him about, you know, the Bible, teaching about just life. You know what I'm saying? So,
What age was the split for you?
so I was 11 when my parents split.
Yeah. So you have more memories and like recollections of like your father.
Exactly. Yeah. Anthony don't really got that. He don't really remember his dad like that. So, you know what I mean?
Dirt. A lot of ding dong ditch for sure. But this is where I used to live. 14601. I would say this is like the best like area, best place to
By
live.
far. Yeah. This is the first house we ever lived in.
Right. It was like an actual neighborhood because like most of like growing up and stuff like that lived in like my cousins or like apartment complexes.
Yeah.
But I would say like I moved here when I was 10. Lived here until I was like about 15. And this was just like a really good neighborhood. Like he had a lot of people who were, you know, like my age. Hey, we always used to come outside with our blue cars that there was a basketball hoop right out front of there, and like everyone, we just used to play. Come out and just play. You know what I mean? Ride bikes all around the hill, down the hill. We used to race right here, no shoes. Yeah, bro. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is brings back a lot of memories.
What was like the in-home environment when you all was living here?
The in-home environment, you know, you think you want to take that step?
Yeah, like the in-home environment when we was living here, mom was at work a lot, you know what I'm saying? So we just, I remember Brian and Drew like have parties.
Yeah.
They'll like have parties in the crib, like on the weekend sometimes. We just have friends over. Like we had a lot of friends over.
Yeah.
Just like playing 2K like in the basement.
Right.
Like, we had a lot of deep talks.
A lot of deep talks.
Like in the basement. Like we'd be up to like 2 a.m. just playing 2K and just chilling for real. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anthony was young, son. He was taking
I used to get the worst.
Anthony was taking
I
L's.
remember when Scott, like I think he had like the Atlanta Hawks. He had like 100 points with Cal Cove. I started crying. Bro,
I was running it up. I was running the score up. I looked to my left and I just see this here coming up.
I used to get mad emotional, for sure. But
He used to tell mom, he'd be like, Mom, Scott laughing at me.
yeah,
It was crazy.
it was crazy. Man.
And fell in love with the game watching his older brother play. Back when Emeka was in high school, he split his years playing at Northwest and the Bullet School in the IAC Conference. After that, he walked on to University of Maryland Eastern Shore where he played for 2 years.
Yeah. We started playing organized ball about 8, 9, so, you know, I was just really just teaching and instilling everything I knew to Anthony. You know what I mean? So whatever I did, whether it was ball handling, shooting, defense, you know, cone drills, running up hills, I just took him everywhere with me. You know what I mean? And he's a fast learner, so he soaks up things like this. You know what I'm saying? To the point where he started doing stuff. I'm like, hold on, how you do that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
He helped me a lot. I think just with like my skill set, like the basic fundamentals, because he taught me how to play the game, and also just he played a part in my athleticism as well. Because I remember he used to make me do like 1,000 toe raises when I was 10 and stuff, or like run hills in the morning.
Okay. So that's where the bounce came from.
I feel like that's where like the bounce, like the natural ability, but also like a lot of things I did when I was young, developing my muscles and stuff. A lot of people don't know this, but when I was like young, like everybody see like the high flying and stuff like that, but like I was just fixated on like handle. Like that was really my game. And then like I sprought up and then I got like athletic. And then, like, so I just tried. I was like, let me like go and dunk. Like I did it. I wasn't really like surprised.
It's just that easy for
Yeah, I mean, I knew I could do it. I just wasn't really like, nobody was really trying to like dunk.
Right.
Like,
Anthony got his first dunk when he was just 14 going into his freshman year at Northwest. And although he was mad athletic, it wasn't enough to get Anthony any meaningful minutes on the varsity level yet.
I didn't really like the situation that I was in. So the next year, I actually didn't play basketball at all. And I had no more desire to stay there. So I just ran track, and that's actually when I got introduced to track. Was my 10th grade year at Northwest. Then next year, like I already knew I wanted to like leave. You know what I mean? And it was just a matter of time when I was thankful to get that opportunity to go.
When Anthony finally got the opportunity to leave, he transferred to St. Andrew's Episcopal School in the MAC Conference. Now, it's no secret that WCAC is the best conference in the area, but for those who don't know, it's an elite high school athletic conference hosting teams such as DeMatha, Gonzaga, PVI, and others. But in recent years, the MAC arguably has been the second best conference in the area, producing hoopers like Justin Robinson, Josh Hart, Sadiq Bey, and most recently, Luka Garza.
I hit my stride, I think, around like I would say like end of my junior year. Yeah, junior year. I would say when I first came to St. Andrews, I was just like you said, raw. You know what I mean? But I think after that couple like first year and that championship run, you know what I mean? Being able to work with my coaches, and really like develop a work ethic. I think that's when I started to kind of tap in a little bit to my potential and start to see growth as a player from a skill development standpoint.
What's like the biggest thing you think you got better at?
Yeah, I think I got better at just really just like my skill, like shooting. I think I got better at like my shooting. I would say like my confidence from putting in the work. So it was easy to kind of use, I would say, maximize my athleticism on the court, both on the offensive and defensive end.
After such a dominant senior season, Anthony's choice to attend Louisiana Tech was surprising to some people.
I would say La Tech, I would say that commitment during that time, they were one of the first schools to reach out to me. And during the time, I had a connection with a coach who was from my area. And really, looking back at it, I would say it wasn't the wisest decision that I made. I actually committed my junior year of high school before my EYBL circuit. So I went a whole EYBL circuit just committed. Yeah, committed to, crazy, right? So I would say like during that time, I wasn't using the best wisdom and guidance, I would say, and kind of just, I kind of not sold myself short, but, took away my options. But, long story short, I ended up committed to Louisiana Tech, and I did what I had to do over there. It was kind of like, I would say, a stepping stone for me, and I grew as a person, and God definitely had plans for me, and it was to go through Louisiana Tech. So, yeah, Louisiana Tech has a special place in my heart, but again, that was just a path throughout my process.
Okay, you answered it a little bit, but just go a little bit more into detail if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you really transfer? Or what was like a few things that said, oh, you know what, I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah.
Were there anything like that ever there?
Yeah, I felt like I couldn't see myself over there. I wanted something bigger for myself, and once like I had got better for my freshman and sophomore year, and I just didn't feel like my development as a basketball player and where I see myself down the line, I didn't feel like that was matching up, So everybody has inspirations, and everybody wants to better themselves. So I took it upon me to just go out and step out on faith and see where I could play, and I always wanted to play at the highest level. So why not try to put myself in that situation? So that's what made me transfer.
All right, bro. So I gotta ask you, bro. You talk about the highest level. You gotta talk about Baylor, right? It don't get no higher than that.
Yeah, facts.
I'm gonna just let you walk me through it, bro. Just kind of tell me how Baylor came into the picture, and just why you made the decision not to go there.
Yeah, it's tough. Baylor was on me. Yeah, Baylor was probably one of the first schools who reached out to me. Came down to Baylor, Florida, as where I picked. I don't know, something was just in me was just like I was interested in Florida. Florida wasn't actually originally recruiting me, and for some reason, like something in me was just like, I just liked Florida. I don't know why. So, you know, one of my coaches, my high school coach, Coach Jones, who was helping me throughout the recruiting process, then he reached out to them, and then that's when they kind of got in the picture. And from the outside, I would say, you know, I chose Florida just because it's like I felt like something was there for me, but it was Florida too, so like
that weather, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. So yeah.
And do you have any regrets on how you went through the situation?
Yes, man. I don't have any regrets. I feel like coming to Florida though, it changed me. It kind of like made me a little bit more like mature. I found like finding my purpose, I would say, beyond basketball, and kind of I feel like tapping into my inner self, my nature. And I was just thinking about this earlier. I was like, really, I feel like if I didn't come to Florida, you know, my trajectory would be like way different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be my 5th year playing, and it's like I didn't intend to be here, you know, for 5 years playing college basketball. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's shaped me, it's molded me, similar to like how St. Andrews was, I would say. So, I mean,
Let's talk about your faith a little bit. Obviously, your faith is extremely important to you and to your identity of who you are as a person. I'm wondering, were there any like organizations or facilities at Florida that kind of helped you stay on track with your faith, or just help you grow in faith? Because I know that can be a tough environment to stay. You know what I'm saying, religiously faithful down there with all the distractions and whatnot going on down there. So just tell me a little bit about that if you had those facilities in mind.
Yeah, man. Florida. I think that's what was pulling me to come to Florida. You know what I mean? I kind of growing up, my faith has always been big to me and my family. And you know, being at Louisiana Tech, I would say I compromised a lot of my faith and who I really was, and being influenced. And coming to Florida, I found what I never had, and it was following, being able to follow God with other people who are just like me, you know, athletes, young, and want to follow Jesus, you know, and that's something I never really experienced before. So I got plugged into Athletes in Action, and that's where I really started tapping in into my faith and started growing in my faith, and being surrounded with a community who could help shape that faith, you know what I mean, and continue to grow. And I started to find my purpose, you know, as well. So I'm really thankful that I came to Florida. And like I said again, like I don't regret anything. And, yeah.
Anthony's grown in all aspects while at Florida. He's played basketball at the highest level, earned a degree, and even met who is now his wife.
Name is Lauren.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me a little bit how y'all met?
We met through community service and Bible studies. Yeah, so we met through. We were both trying to grow in our faith, and that's where we collided. I describe it as, you know, I was running my race, running towards God, and I looked across me and I seen somebody doing the same thing, you know. That's something I never really seen before too, in a woman. So she's a blessing. She's a blessing from God, and I would say it was perfect timing.
All right, bro. So tell me about your overall tournament experience in the NCAA tournament, man. You've had some big highlights, big moments, but take me a little bit through the ins and outs of what the NCAA tournament was like.
Yeah, so NCAA tournament this past year was different from, you know, the typical, because COVID. So we weren't really like out and about like that. We was in our rooms a lot most of the time. A lot of COVID testing and stuff like that. So much different experience. But I would say it was great. You know, like growing up, like every kid who balls like always dreams of being in the NCAA tournament. You know, that's kind of what we all play for that moment. So being in there, I would say like man, it was crazy, and it was a blessing to, to have those moments, those highlights, those dunks, the ups and the downs. I'm gonna remember it all, and I would say like, it's just like, you just gotta capture the moment. I would say, so many Kodak moments, and it was crazy just knowing like everybody watching. It's like it's what you really live for, those moments. So yeah.
Speaking about a Kodak moment, bro,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you got the #2 overall ESPN play, right? Against the B-Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Too much to challenge. Lewis, bounce pass. Duruji! Wow! Louisiana's Tech's contribution to the SEC.
Bro, just walk me through that play, bro. That dunk was crazy, bro. That dunk was crazy, bro. You got just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah.
About that play. Walk me through what was going through your head.
Shoot, for real, I was mad because I missed both of them free throws.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That could have sealed the deal. Yeah, I was mad. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm like, dang, we really here now. Like, so I was like, my boy Colin was like, nah, you gonna redeem yourself. And I was like, oh yeah, for it's facts. Like, I already know. Like, so I was thinking, like, in my head, like, I'm about to catch a body. But, like, I didn't know it was gonna come that early, but set a screen. Scotty hit me with that pocket pass. As soon as I got it, like, no dribbles, 1-2. We hammed it. Let's go.
So tell me what was the celebration like? What was going through your head with the celebration?
I was just like, I was pumped, man. I was hyped, flexing my muscles, all that. Like,
Head tap.
yeah, head tap, yeah.
Head tap. Are you a talker on the court?
Nah, I don't want to say I'm a talker. Yeah, I'm not a talker. I just kind of like let my game speak for myself.
And off the court, Anthony's been finding a new way to make his voice heard.
Like, yeah, I see that creativity in the other parts of Anthony's life. Like, Anthony used to draw a lot because he saw me draw, and I used to draw because I saw my big bro Drew draw. And even now, Anthony like writes poetry, you know what I'm saying? And once in a while he sings, you know what I mean? He can sing, so that's the ways that I see like his creativity like off the basketball court, you know what I mean?
Infinite beings, but we love finite things. As it seems, it will cover up all our means. Young kid, growing old, all I had was dreams. All I want is a spirit, not the glamorous things. Going through the process, yeah, sometimes it stings. Caterpillar to butterfly, I spread my wings. I'm getting ready for takeoff, cause my purpose brings direction, guidance, passion, silence, protection, toughening. Faith in the Lord brings self-discovering. Lately I've been wondering what it means to be whole. Learning to forgive myself, forgetting things of old. Yeah, I had some fears, but still gotta be bold. I take courage, God got me, do what I was told. Don't stop, keep going. You a light in the darkness, don't stop, keep growing. Young man, you got this.
All right, Scott, do you have any expectations for Anthony athletically? If so, what are they?
Man, expectations for Anthony athletically? I know Anthony wants to play professional basketball, NBA, my only expectation for Anthony is to, keep working hard, you know what I'm saying? I remember when he was at St. Andrews and Coach Jones told Anthony to trust the process, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like Anthony's been doing that, since high school up until now. And that's what got him to where he is now, you know what I'm saying? So for Anthony, just continue to trust the process, move on God's timing, and, taking the opportunity that comes, at the next level, whether it be NBA or overseas, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And do you ever feel any pressure from friends or family just to like really achieve that next goal athletically? And how important is that to you?
Yeah, I would say like, growing up, I would say there was a little bit of pressure when I was younger, to kind of, you want to make your family proud. But like my brother said, I think I've been able to just trust the process, and I've been able to be patient. So me growing older, it's not really so much pressure anymore, because, I understand that, if what God has planned for me is going to happen. It's inevitable. So I don't really, I don't really put too much pressure on myself. I really try to just embrace my journey. And enjoy doing what I do, which is, play the game of basketball. And I think everything, will fall in line.
This is my story, yeah. but you write it for me. Lord, please remind me that it's all for your glory. It's all for your glory, 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 glory. It's all for your glory, glory.
Tattoo I got my mom's name with a rose. Her name is Esther. My mom means a lot to me. And I said when I was going to get my first tattoo, it was going to be of her name, and she wasn't going to get mad at me if I got it. Then I got my family right here, ABS. That's Andrew, my oldest brother. Second oldest brother, Brian, and then Stephanie and Scott, twins. This is OTF for only the family. And I got Naked. I came out of my mother's womb. Naked I shall return. Job 121, 301, my area code. This is kind of dedicated to my family. And right here, it's the Lion of Judah. It's the tribe that Jesus came from. Then in the back, I got AD. And then I got right here, the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And then right here, it's Odera. It means destined by God. My mom called me her destiny child.